My microphone didn't unmute. I even pressed it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I even pressed the button to unmute the microphone. I double checked. I didn't have it. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Jake is out there. I'm going to type in the chat so y'all can see it. I have no idea what happened. I don't know why my microphone didn't turn off. Y'all can hear me now, though, right? Y'all can hear me now, though, right? Okay. Yes, it's good. It's good. Ready? I'm waiting the chat. There we go. There we go. Now we're good. Whew. My bad. I have no idea what happened. The microphone didn't turn on. I don't know why. Jake's going to yell at me, though. I'm going to get a message from him. He's going to say, Kyle, WTF. I don't know. It's good, though. Y'all can hear me now. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Anthony Miller, James Washington. I'm going to go with Anthony Miller today. I'm going to go with Anthony Miller. He's been playing way too well lately. He's like the wide receiver 8 over the last like several weeks, I believe, in PPR formats. Definitely going with him. Chris Gonzalez, Peterson or Boone? I'm going to go with Boone. It looks like Madison definitely isn't going to play now. Cook is for sure out. We know that. I mean, I don't mind Peterson this week at all, but Boone presents a lot more upside. Now let me phrase it this way too. If you need to be safe, if you want to be safe, then I would just roll with AP. But the upside is with Boone, 100% in my opinion. So again, it depends on what you have. I do have Boone higher in my rankings though. Let's get some more questions here. Are we playing Deion Lewis? Yeah. I mean, I'll play a Deion Lewis. I really only want to do it as more like a flex play. I don't really want to rely on Deion Lewis to take me to the promised land. But if you're having issues with your lineups because Henry is out now and you just don't have anything, then yeah, we're good to go. To put Deion Lewis in, especially if it's a PPR league. Larry Spencer wants to know Tannehill or Kyler Murray. Thanks, Larry. I'm still going to go with Tannehill. Probably going to have to throw the ball still quite a bit. Now, today's matchup for Tennessee means absolutely nothing at all. So it all hinges on next week. So it doesn't matter if they win or lose this week. It all hinges on their matchup next week. And if they win or lose that, about getting into the playoffs. So, but they're not going to go out there and just give it up either. I mean, the worst thing that they could possibly do as a team for momentum is to go out there, sit some guys, not go with their full game plan. They're going to go win this game. They're going to, especially with their head coach. They're going to go win that game. So I'm still good with Ryan Tannehill, 100%. Montgomery or Washington? I'm still going to go with Washington over Montgomery. Mixon versus Hollywood Brown? Give me Mixon. Give me all of that volume he's going to see today. Boone versus A.J. Brown in a full PPR. A.J. Brown clearly has the upside. We've seen it big play after big play after big play. More than likely, we'll see a little bit of Marshawn Lattimore this week, so that might hold him back just a little bit. Boone, probably a decent floor for you, but A.J. Brown really has that ceiling, so it depends on if you're chasing points or not. John Schultz, Anthony Miller, Darius Slayton, Hollywood Brown in a standard league. I'll roll with Slayton this week in a standard league. If it was PPR, I would go with Miller. But what happened to Watson? I don't know. A lot of people are asking that. Awesome matchup. Couldn't have asked for a better matchup for Deshaun Watson, and he completely just blew it. And that happens sometimes. Nothing you can do about that. James Gaducci, Dak or Breeze? Going with Breeze, my man. I've still got him a lot higher in my rankings. David Costello, Boone or Lewis? Thanks. It's going to be Boone for me, David. Peter De La Cruz, pick 2. Michael Gallup, Keenan Allen, or Devontae Freeman? I'm going to go with Allen and Freeman. Not that I don't like Gallup. Solid matchup. Really like this matchup for him. However, Dak's shoulder, even though he's off the injury report, is he still going to be able to push the ball downfield? Gallup is going to be the guy that's going to get those looks. So I'm going to play it safe and go with the other ones instead. Deion Lewis or Drake? I'll go with Drake over Deion Lewis this week still. Not feeling it. Splams, I was here Thursday and heard you guys mention Perryman, so I grabbed him off the waiver and put him at flex. He had 17, so thanks. Awesome. Glad that he had a good day for you. MPLS Outdoors, Lost Henry. Do I go Boone or Washington? Washington is safer. Boone is higher. Washington is definitely safe. If you just need to have some points, we're going with DeAndre Washington. But if you really need to get some extra points, then it is Mike Boone for me. Chapstick 1889. Robbie Anderson for Ward, or Robbie Anderson or Ward for upside. Robbie Anderson for upside. If that's what you need as upside, then it is 100% Robbie Anderson. Undisputed Frost, Boone or Lindsey, PPR, happy holidays. It's Lindsey for me. Going up against Detroit, awful run defense there. Really just awful defense as a whole. I'm going to go with Philip Lindsay. I've got Philip Lindsay at... Where'd you go? I've got him at 18 this week. I've got him at 18, so definitely going there. Wide receiver Mike G, Fournette or Eckler in a full PPR. I have Fournette at 6 right now. So I have Fournette over Eckler. The one problem is, though, is Eckler, if he gets rolling and he has a good game, especially in a PPR matchup, he definitely has more upside than Fournette, because Fournette hasn't been able to find the end zone much this year. So Eckler 100% has that upside. Fournette, though, is a much safer pick because we know he's going to get the volume, right? He's not splitting with anybody. He's the guy. Rafi Sims, Cousin or Locke for the championship. Locke has more upside. Locke has a lot more upside. An awful, awful matchup. He's been playing well. Cousins, a little bit of a tougher matchup against Green Bay. I've got Cousins at 16. I've got Locke at 10 this week. But go with your gut, Rafi. Go with your gut. Locke is the upside. But, I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot this year, right? He's only been playing for a few weeks now. We've seen Cousins all year long. Wasn't great at the beginning of the season. Got a lot better. Okay? So, if you at the end of the day, if you say to yourself, if Locke doesn't do what he's supposed to do, can I spend all off season being upset that I didn't just play Cousins over Locke? So you got to think about that one yourself a little bit too. For me personally, if it was my lineup, yeah, I would put Locke in. I would roll in it. I would roll with it. Now, depending on the position, different things, I'm not nearly as risk adverse as some people. If you're not, though, just roll with Cousins. Upgrade to Boyd since Mixon will be limited. I don't know how limited he's going to be. Nothing has really come out and said for sure. All my girls ugly. Appreciate the question. Nothing is really, in my opinion, from everything I've said, has said that he's definitely 100% going to be limited. Don't roll with, nothing like that. Yeah, I know there's some concerns. Maybe some health concerns. A little under the weather. So I'm still rolling with Mixon. Upgrade to Boyd, though. I still like the Boyd matchup. I have no problem with Boyd. Boyd is... Let me see here real quick. Boyd is at... He's a low-end wide receiver 2 for me this week, just because I think John Ross could get himself a couple this week. Ben Winfurter wants to know, do I play Bell over Boone or DeAndre Washington? I think Bell's going to want to go out and absolutely put it to his old team today. I think he is. I don't love the matchup. I'm not desperately trying to fit him into all of my lineups if possible. I do have him at 22. I have Washington and Boone higher. Again, Boone is going to be the guy with the most upside. Washington is going to be the safest play. So, am I good with playing Bell over Boone or Washington in a PPR? Not really, because I don't think the upside is there, but I think there is potential. I didn't turn my Christmas lights on. I feel like I should turn my Christmas lights on. It's almost Christmas. Happy holidays, Headliner Nation. There we go. Lights are on now. Beautiful Christmas lights. They're not very big. Philip Sanger, pick 2, Fournette, Kamara, or Boone in a PPR. I'm going Fournette and Kamara. Roll with your studs. Luis Garcia, pick a wide receiver and a running back in a standard. Galladay or Metcalf. Freeman or DeAndre Washington. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Luis. Freeman for my running back. For my wide receiver, I do got to look at that real quick because I think Metcalf and Galladay are in the same area. I got to verify where that's at, though. I literally have them right next to each other. I have DK Metcalf at 25, Galladay at 26. So I'm going with DK Metcalf. Splems, Washington or Sanders? I've got Sanders higher than Washington. But again, Washington is going to be safer. Sanders is going to have higher upside. I keep saying that with a lot of these players. I'm going to continue to say it because, as we've said on this channel a lot this season, it all depends on your matchup. I can't see your entire lineup. I can't see who else you're playing. I can't see their lineup. I can't see projected points. I don't know all your scoring settings. So again, that's why I bring that up a little bit and I say, yes, it's either this way or that way. I want you to think about it a little bit. So when I tell you to plug someone in and play them, I want you to say, okay, Kyle's got a sound reason as to why. So, Washington, yes, 100%. Washington is going to be safer. Sanders is going to have the higher upside. Michael Malagon wants to know A.J. Brown or Anthony Miller in standard. In a standard league, I'm going with A.J. Brown. L10 rocks. Should I start Sutton or Anthony Miller in a PPR? In a PPR, now I'll still roll with Sutton. I don't mind Sutton this week. I've got Sutton at wide receiver 9. He's going to get Darius Slay. It's going to be a tough matchup for him, but he's been far too good all season long. Drew Lock's going to be on point this week, I think. So I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton still there. Amber Roberts. Amber, what's going on? See you in the comments a lot. Matt Ryan. Ryan Tannehill. It's still Tannehill for me. Still going with Tannehill this week. Jonathan Huggs. Connor or Miles Sanders? Miles Sanders for me. Philip Sanger, pick 2. Fournette, Kamara, or Boone? Still Fournette and Kamara. Brandon Long. Mac, Sanders, or Boone in a full PPR? It's Mac. Love Mac's matchup this week. We are going to roll with Mac this week. I've got him at number 9 against Carolina. Carolina's run defense hasn't been great this year. Charlie Hansen, what's going on, Charlie? Welcome back to another live stream. T.Y. or McLaurin, going with McLaurin. Ingram or Washington in full PPR, I'm going to go with Ingram. TRCSRT. Sit 1 in a full PPR. Cooper, Landry, McLaurin. It's going to be Landry for me. It's going to be Landry. Albert, De Los Santos, Eckler, or Miles Sanders. This one's even closer. I have got Sanders at 11 and Eckler at 12. Sanders at 11, Eckler at 12. Eckler's still my guy with a little bit more upside for me, potentially. Obviously, he continues to get work even with Melvin Gordon. Miles Sanders, does Boston Scott show up in this matchup? I mean, last week we were worried about Boston Scott, and Miles Sanders went off. I lean wanting to play Miles Sanders because my hope is that Philadelphia uses him the way that they're supposed to. But we've seen Eckler do this time and time again. So, probably going to roll with Eckler just to be a little bit more safe. Steve Gray. Lost Cook and Godwin. Sorry to hear that, Steve. Need 2 running backs and a flex and a full PPR. Aaron Jones, Boone, Drake, Anthony Miller. Got a good start with Higbee last night. Headliners for life. Steve, appreciate it. So I'm picking 2 running backs. So my running backs are going to be Jones and Boone's. And then for the flex, Drake or Miller. And a full PPR, I'll go with Anthony Miller. Drake absolutely went off last week, but can we expect the same exact thing this week? I don't want to bet on that happening. Yes, he could probably find the end zone. Yes, he could score you a touchdown. But with Kenyon Drake, I'm not running out to put him in all of my lineups this week just because of a huge week last week. I've got him at 20 against Seattle. Anthony Enreiter? Sorry, I'm going to definitely pronouncing that wrong, Anthony. I apologize. Jared Cook or DJ Chark at the flex. DJ Chark's going to have much higher upside than what Jared Cook will be. But Jared Cook, he's been seeing the targets. He's been seeing the volume. He's been seeing all of it. So again, do you want to be safe or do you want to go for that high upside? If you've got points you need to make up, if you need as many points as possible, it's DJ Chark. But just don't be surprised if DJ Chark only gives you 5 points either. Jeff Fitzpatrick. Boyd, Freeman, or Boone in the flex. It's Freeman for me if it's Devonta Freeman. Brandon Blevins, Kirk, Connor, Shepard, or Anthony Miller at the flex in a full PPR. In a full PPR, I don't mind Connor for the volume. We know we're going to get the volume with Connor. We know he's going to get that work. Anthony Miller has more upside for me, though, in a full PPR. So Connor's definitely safer. Anthony Miller definitely has a higher upside for me. GT2 Supra with Mixon being sick. Mixon or Lewis in a standard, going to still roll with Mixon. Big Dog, what's going on, my man? Standard League, pick 1. James Conner, Mike Boone, Kenyon Drake. It's Mike Boone for me. Pick 1. Amari Cooper, Devontae Parker, A.J. Brown. It's Devontae Parker. I've got Devontae Parker higher than Amari Cooper this week. Who would have ever thought at the start of the season I would be saying that? But I do have Devontae Parker at 8 going against Cincinnati. Larry Spencer, pick 2 and a PPR. Hunter Henry, Mark Andrews, Diggs, Boone, McLaurin, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Thanks, Kyle. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, Larry. My big upside play is going to be McLaurin this week. Diggs I do have higher. But McLaurin is the big play upside guy. So I don't mind going with McLaurin there to get as many points as possible. And then for the flex, I'll go with Boone at the flex. Kyle McKinney, pick 3 and a PPR. DK, D-Wash, Miller, Crowder, Ward, James Washington. I'm going with DK, D-Washington, and Miller. Damian Collender, Drew Brees or Tannehill? Drew Brees. The dog, Rud Dog. Fitzpatrick or Tannehill with Henry out. I'm going with Tannehill still. David Castillo, PPR. DeAndre Washington or Deion Lewis? Thanks. Thank you, David. DeAndre Washington. Corvette Foster, what's going on, my man? PPR flex, need one. Kirk Miller or Shepard in a PPR. It's Miller for me. Rob J. Mixon's with the flu or Boone in a full PPR. I'm still going to roll with Mixon. I know he's not feeling... I just want to take a quick moment. Just double check. See if there's anything that has come out since I went live. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Just taking a quick look. I'm still rolling with Joe Mixon this week. If you're worried about that flu, though, just put Boone in. If you're worried, if there's anything inside of you, anything in your gut or your brain that tells you, I don't love this, I'm worried about it, I got to get away from it, I'm not interested in it, then just go with Boone. And deal with it later. Kelsey or Boyd, and happy holidays, Kelsey for me. Got to consistently roll with Kelsey. Oz TV, do I start Tannehill in the rain or Daniel Jones? Still going to go with Tannehill. Last I read, the rain is not coming till later tonight. There will be some wind gusts, but not enough to really affect the game. So the weather is not a concern for me. I'm going with Tannehill. Devontae Parker or Terry McLaurin? Devontae Parker for me this week. Luis Garcia, Holiday, or Boyd in a standard. I'm going to assume that's Galladay, and I'll go with Boyd for upside. ED, full PPR. I'm assuming that's what you mean. One running back, one flex. Washington, Boone, Jones, Allen, Sutton. Boone is your running back for upside, unless that's Aaron Jones, and you're going to go with Aaron Jones instead. And then for your flex, I'm going with Sutton. There's some people last week that telling me I didn't know how to pronounce it because I was saying it with D's than T's. No, it's with T's. Sutton. What I've been saying. Anami says, hey, what happened? Higbee went off last night, started Hollister. Nothing happened. He went off. I told you to be careful of it. I still had him as a top 10 tight end. I still had him as a start. So I guess it depends. But Hollister could still have a huge week. He's facing the team with the worst defense against opposing tight ends. So don't get too upset. I mean, you still got plenty of time with a really good matchup coming up. So don't worry about it. Calm down a little bit. Let's see here. Damian Calendar, Adam Thielen, or Anthony Miller. I'll go with Adam Thielen still this week. Davis Mendez, tight end help needed, a huge upgrade. Fant or Olsen. I got Fant higher than Olsen this week, not by a whole lot, but I've got him a little bit higher. Mike Williams over Kirk. Gallup over Chark. Chark still just worries me. AJ Brown or Allen Robinson. I've got Allen Robinson higher. Pick 2 in a PPR, Lockett, Boone, and DeAndre Washington in PPR. Thanks, man. It's a greeting from Germany. Kevin, how's it going over in Germany? Thanks so much for tuning in. It is Lockett and Boone for me. Cameron Noto, Washington, Lewis, or Boyd. Pick one in a PPR. I'll still go with Washington. Give me as much volume as possible. He's going to get it. Boone or James Conner. I'll still go with Boone. Need huge upside this week. Mac, Washington, AP, Deion Lewis. It is Mac for me. Boone or James Conner. Boone still. Waller or Hooper. Waller. Thielen or DK. Thielen. Boone or Bell. Got Boone higher. Brandon Austin, appreciate your question, man. Thank you so much. Full PPR, Boone or DeAndre Washington in the flex. I'll keep saying it. This is a question for a lot of people. Boone has more upside, but DeAndre Washington will be safer. But I am okay throwing Boone out there as of right now. It sounds like Madison's going to be out. Cook for sure out at this point. If Boone doesn't have a big game, honestly, we're just going to look at it and say, yep, that's 2019 for you. But he should do just fine. Loki wants to know Hooper or Hollister. It's still Hollister for me. Keeping an eye on my phone. Got people sending me some messages if I have anything pop up. All my girls ugly. What's going on, my man? PPR, tight end, Waller or Hooper? Waller. Flex, Boyd, Melvin Gordon, McLaurin, or the other aforementioned tight end not used, Melvin Gordon for me. Melvin Gordon. Giannis, what's going on, my man? Need a safe play in a PPR league. Kyle need a flex. Le'Veon, James Washington, or Pascal. Safe-wise, I'm going to go with Le'Veon Bell there. I mean, we know he's going to get work. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to force him the ball a little bit, so there should be plenty of volume. Will he have good enough volume? That remains to be seen. I don't know about that. But he will definitely get the volume. Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick heads up. I'm going to try to stick around for as long as possible. No guarantees right now. I don't know how long I'll be able to actually stick around. Definitely for another 15, 20 minutes or so. I want to try and go an hour, but I am waiting on a text message to see some things I've got going on today. But I wanted to take some time to jump on here and help everybody out. Kent, which Ryan or which QB? Ryan Tannehill or Locke need upside? Locke's got the upside. I like Tannehill, but Locke has a ton of upside at home against a poor Detroit defense. If you need upside, it's Locke. Tannehill is safer. Chris Cowan, Shepard, Galladay, or Thielen, half PPR slate, and it's Thielen for me. Zorak, got a question from you. I just lost it. Hold on, let me go back here real quick. I'll find it. T.Y. or Landry, Denver or Baltimore defense. I'm still going to go with Landry here over T.Y. And for the defense, I'm going to go with, you said Denver, right? Yep, Denver. Going to go with Denver. Hey, Kyle, tight end Andrews or Hunter Henry and a half PPR. Still going to go with Hunter Henry this week. Jar Jar stinks. Janu Smith or Jaceki? It's Smith for me. Zach wants to know Christian Kirk or Deion Lewis. I'll go with Christian Kirk. I don't really have a whole lot of motivation to start Deion Lewis this week. Fitzpatrick or Rodgers with Adams as wide receiver. Fitzpatrick is higher. Fitzpatrick has a much higher upside this week. Miles Sanders or A.J. Brown. It's Miles Sanders for me. Miles Sanders. A.J. Brown or Allen Robinson. I've got Allen Robinson higher. AP or Bell. Let me double check where I've got AP again real quick. Oh, they're right next to each other again. I've got Bell at 22 and AP at 23. AP probably a safer play if it's standard. If it's PPR, then we will go that route. We'll go with Bell. Daniel Jones or Mayfield. I'll roll with Daniel Jones this week. Kent wants to know in a full PPR. One wide receiver, one flex. Hilton, Chark, AP, Ward. We're going to go with AP at the flex. And we're going to go with... I really want to play T.Y. Hilton this week, but I'm being cautious with him. I'm being very cautious. But in that instance, when we've got a guy like Chark that I also don't love, T.Y. Hilton at 31. Where's Chark at? Chark is a little bit lower for me at 38. I know the upside is there, but can we trust him? It's been he's been a little bit banged up. Chark definitely has more upside, though, for me. Chark definitely has more upside. Jose Drake or Boone? It's Boone for me. It's Boone. Hey, Kyle. Merry Christmas. Thanks, Jeff. Tight end Andrews or Hunter Henry? It's Hunter Henry for me this week. Hunt or Diggs in the flex? It's Diggs. Freeman or Drake in a full PPR? It's Freeman. DJ Moore or A.J. Brown? I've got DJ Moore just a spot ahead of AJ Brown right now. This has been a tough one. I've gone back and forth on quite a bit this week. But yeah, I've got Moore barely ahead. Barely. Golden Tate or D.D. Westbrook. I'll go with Tate in a PPR. Boone or Gallup. Boone. League standard. Allen Robinson, DJ Moore, Robinson. Fitzpatrick or Dak Prescott. The pot is worth $4,000. Help me. That's a huge pot. Okay, so congratulations. If I help you here, though, you should probably go over to Patreon and go to the $1 a month supporter area. Just saying. Quick pitch for you. Fitzpatrick is higher. Fitzpatrick has a much higher ceiling this week than Dak Prescott. I know Dak is off the injury report, but that's something to keep an eye on with his shoulder. I've got Dak at 12. I've got Fitzpatrick at 9. I am going to bump, actually, Dak back up one more spot. I've got Dak at 11 now, just above Kyler Murray. Let me just update those rankings. Publish. Okay, we're good there. Let's get back to the rankings. All right, some more questions here. Mike Boone or Austin Eckler from Nini. I've got Austin Eckler. William wants to know Tannehill or Matt Ryan. Eckler or Boone. Eckler and Tannehill. Larry Spencer. Larry. Diggs, Boone, or Hunter Henry. Flex in a PPR league. Projected win by 10. Looking to repeat. Thanks. Diggs is a much higher upside for me, but I'm okay. You're projected to win by 10 right now. We put Boone in. We know Boone is going to get that volume against a bad run defense, right? So we'll go that route. Parker or Sutton, I've got Parker higher. Boone or Sanders, I've got Sanders higher. Miller or Chark, Miller. Eckler, Gordon, McLaurin, I'll play both Gordon and Eckler. If you don't want to do that, though, then I'm okay. Go ahead and I'll go with Gordon over Eckler. I keep seeing people talking about the Mixon move, the Mixon news. I'm looking and I haven't seen anything on my Twitter timeline. I haven't seen. So if anyone's got more information about that, I just Googled him and I didn't see anything there. Let me see. I'm gonna make just a quick run through my Twitter timeline one more time. Let me see. I'm not seeing anything about Mixon, like specifically. Okay, here's a couple of things. Mike Boone, Marlon Mack, potentially higher. Let me keep going. It's hard for me to keep up with breaking news as soon as I go live, so if Mixon's playing, oh, that doesn't look good. Mixon just barely walked out there. I just saw a video of Joe Mixon basically just walking onto the field. Oh man, that's tough. Yeah, he didn't look like he was ready to play at all. Just keeping a look. Sorry, people. I know I'm just got my head down right now. I'm looking. I'm trying to keep talking, but I'm trying to find some more information on Mixon because what I just saw doesn't look good. Alexander Madison now expected to miss Monday Night Football. That's good for us. For all you Boone owners, I'm gonna have to drop Mixon in my rankings after seeing that video. I mean, he was barely walking onto the field. Everyone took off sprinting. He literally just kind of got himself out there. That's tough. That's not good. Hold on just a second. Okay. I know I'm taking a lot of time here, everybody. I apologize, but I want to. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that I'm good. Mixon has a stomach bug, flu, illness. I'm hearing that now. Haven't seen anything that says that he has like specific issues. Other than that, like he's going to be limited. He's not going to play. That would stink for you as a Mixon owner in such a really good matchup. But I'm probably going to stay away from him now. So if you've been here and you've been listening to me say Mixon, whatever player I picked him over, I'm probably going to fade depending on who it is. So let me just tell you all real quick. So I had Mixon. Man, I had Mixon all the way up at running back 3 this week. I am going to move him. I'm going to move him to 10. I'm going to move him to 16. I'm going to move him from 3 to 16. That's a large drop. But there's a lot of guys that have really good matchups ahead of him, too. So I've got Boone ahead of him now. Now that we know Madison's not going to be playing, Freeman has a good matchup. I've got him ahead of him. I've got Gordon and Eckler, Sanders, Chubb, Mack, Ingram, Kamara, Fournette, Elliott, Barkley, Carson, McCaffrey. If you don't have somebody that I just listed, then you're playing Joe Mixon. Okay? This is a tough one though, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is a really bad one. Let me get to some of these questions again here real quick. Larry Spencer, I got yours. Sebastian, CMC and Eckler starting need flex. Chubb or Boone? Chubb. Rob J, flex in a full PPR. Boyd, AJ Brown, or Boone? I'm going to go with Boone. DK, rookie of the year. Half PPR. Pick one for the flex spot. Scary Terry Washington or AJ Brown for the ship. It's Scary Terry. Kyle George, sorry I'm late. Fellow Kyle, check your Patreon DM Twitter. Oh, okay. All right, let me see it real quick. Kyle, I don't have anything from you, man. And I don't have access to Patreon right now. Kyle, did you tag me in a tweet on Twitter? Did you tag me in something? Tag me in something real quick. I'll keep my eye on it. My swollen taint, what's going on? Have you seen the clown that hides from cute men? I don't even know what that means, and I'm staying away from whatever it is. I'm not talking about it. Chark, Washington, or Lewis. If it's DeAndre Washington, not James Washington, it's DeAndre Washington for me. DK Rookie of the Year, I already read your super chat, man. I got it a minute ago. I'm caught up on super chats. I haven't missed any at this point. We're all caught up. DK, I answered yours already. I got you. But just to reiterate, Scary Terry is what I said. Or if it's DeAndre Washington, we're going with DeAndre Washington. If it's James Washington, we're going with Scary Terry. Washington or Mixon? I'm going to still go with Mixon over Washington. Lock or Wentz? Lock. Boone or Connor? Boone. Jones, Mack, or Boone? Pick two, Jones and Mack. Actually, I've got Mack. Gonna step back. I've got Mack higher. And then I've got Boone higher than Jones. I've got Boone higher than Jones this week. Cooper, Miller, or Sutton? I'm going to go with Sutton. Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers? Drew Brees. Ryan or Wilson? Wilson. Hunter, Chark? Hunt. Full PPR, pick three. A-Rob, A.J. Brown, Tyler Boyd, Adam Thielen. And a full PPR, I'm going with A-Rob. I'm going to go with Boyd. I'm going to go with A.J. Brown, A-Rob, and Thielen. That's what I'm going to go with. PPR, Ward or Montgomery? I'll still go with Montgomery. Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers? Drew Brees. Laird or Kerryon Johnson? I'll roll with Kerryon Johnson this week over Laird. I'll try it. Le'Veon or Boone? I've got Boone higher. Cousins or Wentz or Locke? I've got Locke higher than all three, or the other two. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Hunter Henry or Cook? I have Hunter Henry higher. Mixon or Landry? If it's a full PPR, I'm okay going with Landry if you want to play it safe. I'll just ask it in here. Accidentally started OJ over Andrews. Should I put in Andrews for Laird, Boone, or Anthony Miller? That's who I have in. I would play Andrews over Laird, but that's it. That's it, Kyle. Sorry you had to ask there again, man. I'll get you. I'll pick you up next time. Kirk or Chark? Chark has way more upside. Tannehill or Prescott? Tannehill. Sutton or Boone and half PPR. Sutton's got higher upside for me, but with his matchup, you've still got Darius Slay. Darius Slay is no slouch. So a few more minutes of questions, and then I got to get out of here. Brees or Wilson? It's Brees for me. Andrews or Hunter Henry? Hunter Henry. Boston Scott or Kerryon Connor or Kerryon Johnson. Montgomery or Hunt? I'll go with Hunt if it's a PPR. Montgomery if it's not. Devontae Parker, McLaurin, Lockett. I don't know how many you need me to play, but in order, Lockett, Parker, McLaurin. Gallup or Shepard in a standard? Gallup. Montgomery or Hunt? Got you already. Andrews or Waller? Waller. Brees or Tannehill? Brees. Matthew wants to know, pick two in a PPR. Boone, Carson, Sanders, Boyd, or Gordon. If I'm picking two, it is Carson and it is Gordon. Sanders for upside, though. Boone or Miller? In a PPR, I'm still going to roll with Boone there. Rodgers, Lock, or Rivers? Lock for that upside. Mack or Freeman? It's Mack. Hollister, Henry, Hooper? I've got Hollister higher. DK, Rookie of the Year, standard pick, one for flex. Scary Terry, DeAndre Washington, or A.J. Brown for the ship. Isn't this the same question you just asked, man? It's basically the same thing. For DeAndre Washington, yes, DeAndre Washington is better in standard. Scary Terry, though, obviously he could have that big play. So Scary Terry is going to have a decent amount of upside for me. But DeAndre Washington is so safe because we know he is going to get the volume. Mack or Drake, it's Mack. Kamara or Boone, it's Kamara still for me. Eckler or Boone, still going to go with Eckler. Feel the burn, Landry, AJ, or Chark in a full PPR, Landry. Landry in a full PPR, AJ Brown in anything less, but I'll still go with Landry. Happy holidays. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. Tannehill or Fitzpatrick? It's Tannehill. Derrick Henry is out. Do I start Deion Lewis, Tariq Cohen, or David Montgomery? It's David Montgomery for me. Just a couple of more. T.Y. Hilton or Terry McLaurin? It's Terry McLaurin. Rodgers or Fitzpatrick? It's Fitzpatrick. A.J. Brown or Gallup? It's A.J. Brown. Sterling Shepard or Mike Williams? 100% Mike Williams for me there. Parker or Diggs? Parker. Smith or Hunter? Hunter. Brown, DJ Moore, or Kirk? It is A.J. Brown for me. Diggs or Chark? It's Diggs. Jones or Boone? It's Boone for me. Deontay Freeman or Boone? Freeman. Drake or Connor? Connor. Washington or McLaurin? If it's DeAndre Washington, it's him. If it's not, then it's Terry McLaurin. Kirk or Hollister? Hollister has such a good upside. We'll flex him today, 100%. A.J. Brown or Sutton? It is going to be Sutton for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to get out of here. I just got a text. I got some stuff I have to go do, so I'm going to go do that real quick. Give me just a second. Okay, yep. I've got stuff I got to go do, so I'm going to go get all that done. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciated it. I might hop back over on Twitter for a few more minutes and try to get some Twitter questions as well. For now, I'll have to get off the live stream. So good luck in Week 16. Look forward to talking to everybody later. We'll still have all of our Week 17 content, so if you're playing for anything in Week 17, I got you. I'll see you later. Have a good one, everybody.